Hey, I'm Sean, Head of Partnerships at Jargon. I'm going to show you how to get started in Jargon by creating your first project and creating your first response. So when you hop into Jargon, you'll see a home page that shows you all of your projects, and we've populated an example project for you to get an understanding of the different mechanics within Jargon. We also have a video on the right here that can give you a really quick high-level understanding of all of the functionality that Jargon offers. So let's go ahead and create our first project. So I'm going to call this this tutorial project, and we're just going to give the project a name. I'm going to choose the platforms that this application will be on. So for this example, I'm going to choose all of them. If I've selected Raza, I have the ability to upload an existing domain.yaml file if I already have a Raza application that has content. So I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Now I need to select the locales that this project supports. So a locale is a combination of both a language and a country. So I'm going to say English US, and I'm also going to say French France. I can add teammates to this project. So if I want to add another teammate and give them admin access, which allows them to edit anything in the project, or read-only access, which allows them just to view the content, I can go ahead and do that in this screen. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to hit finish, which will take us into the project that we have created. So within my project, I've landed in the information screen here that gives me details on my project, gives me some information on how to get started. I can add a description of the project and see the locales and platforms that I have supported. And I can also see the teammates that are collaborating with me. Within settings, you can add additional platforms and locales, and you can set up fallback locales for your content, and also invite other teammates and give them permissions to the project. Within the Media tab, the Media Assets tab, this allows you to structure a naming convention for your images and audio files that you'll include in your responses. When I'm ready to publish content, I can go to build out a release, which allows you to publish the content changes and make it available to your application. And then the studio is the main editing environment where you can structure and manage your responses and intents in the same place. So let's go ahead and hop into the studio. So the studio is broken out into app content and interaction model. So app content, these are the responses sent back to the user. And the interaction model, these are the utterances that map to intents. And we have support right now for the interaction model for Alexa and Google Assistant, and the NLU components for Raza are coming soon. So on the app content side, let's go ahead and create a response. And so we can structure these responses in different folders. Let's create one at the root level, and I'm just going to say that this is welcome new user. And I can provide a description. So let's say that this is the first response for a new user. I can create variants of this response. So for now, I'm just going to call this variant 1. And I can add different components based on the platform. So for now, let's say that I want to add a text component for Raza and a speech component for Alexa. And Google is going to have both the text and speech component. So let's create this response. And now it shows me an overview of all of the different components and the variants within this response. And this whole response can be fetched by your application using this application label in your code. So let's go into one of the components to actually type out the response. So I can say here, hello and welcome. And I can add mechanics to this response by adding snippets or variables and strings, of which I'll cover in other tutorials. So when I go back here, you can see a preview of this response, and I can go back into the speech component. And with this speech component, I have the different SSML tags that I can use to mark up this speech response and change the way that it sounds. And I can also go ahead and simulate this with this Hear It button and the different voices that I have to choose from. So that is how you get started with Jargon, by setting up your first project and creating a response and editing that response. To check out some of the other functionality that we have, check out the other tutorials that we have available. Thanks so much.